on the Junkrat here, so he's going to be filling into Leaves' role, but the difference is we're going to be seeing Shy on the Widowmaker, so they really do value Shy's ability to play hit-scan heroes here, I'd say.
Another factor to think about is that China hasn't really faced any extremely strong Widowmakers so far in the tournament. It feels like everything has been pretty much easy pickings for them, but Shaxx finally putting up a fight, arguably winning the Widowmaker duel there on Blizzard World more consistently than Shy was, but Shy perhaps the best Widowmaker that Team China has to offer. They don't want to take him out. They don't want to open things up for Shaxx to take the game over.
Now, the interesting thing for Denmark is that they're not going to be... Oh, actually, when I say that Fisher is getting off the Widow, I wonder if that means that Shaxx will be going the Widow in turn, because, I mean, you can run a GT, a Genji Tracer setup here, just it's a little bit out of style on Anubis.
And the biggest variance we've seen on Anubis is in the supports. We see a lot of this Orisa, Widow, Junkrat, Diva setup, but the supports, a lot of teams seem to have different ideas, but I like what Team China is bringing here. This Brigitte is so strong against Genji and Tracer, characters that need to get to close range and risk getting shield bashed in order to deal their damage. So I like the setup that Team China is bringing. I think this is well teched for what Denmark is wanting to play.
Denmark is going out the solo support with the Widowmaker in play here, so it's going to be Ding flexing the Widow. Again, Denmark's a team with a lot of versatility, but this is something that you rarely see. It has been seen before, but it's not often.
This is a really tough challenge for Ding. Fighting against an Orisa shield is a really tough challenge for even a really strong Widowmaker, and of course Ding probably not as comfortable on this hero being a flex support player.
We'll see just how it works out. It also puts a lot of pressure on Kelix here, where, as you like to point out, he's the Achilles heel.
But at the same time, Team China's composition has such little aggressive potential. They're very defensive. They want to just take their positions and hold them. So it's going to be very difficult to punish Kelix. It's kind of up to Shy to get that pick.
Denmark going to be moving on in, going to solo support. They need to protect Kelix here, and they get Sky early on. It is a lot of pressure coming in from Denmark here, but they don't have the heal, and Kelix falls, and now there's no one left to heal the rest of Denmark. All China needs to do is get on that one support.
All healers off the map, though, right now. Team China losing both of theirs as well. So Denmark potentially able to reset with the spawn advantage. Crystal not able to get the pills. That's crucial movement by Nerf, getting ahead of him, picking up the health back and taking down the Junkrat. Now Denmark with a spawn advantage. I expect them to roll right through this first point.
That is some old school FPS gameplay there. When someone gets to the pickup just a little bit before you, it's definitely something that you feel a little bit bad about, as Shaxx is able to get over to the point. And to your point, respawn advantage is in, but Crystal has a tire, could make a difference.
Tire is going to be tough to deal with, especially aided by the Impresight. Oh, and Ding just tanks the tire. But great movement by Ding, actually, potentially limiting the damage that the Rip Tire could have caused.
Get down, Mr. President. Tire, please run me over. But I agree. I think it makes sense. Crystal, though, is back in. He picks up one more, but it's immediately res. But Crystal gets Fisher. No one is looking at Crystal right now. It's giving a lot of room. Shaxx, though, off the res, does pick off one. Denmark very much threatening here on the point, but China deciding to make some room. Self-destruct, gonna force Denmark out. Buy a little bit more time. But take a look here. They're fighting the Brigitte, gets stunned. This isn't bad here for China as they're starting to fight this back. Riley comes up from Sky, and China now aggressing. Look at Fisher, Dragon Blade up, stun! Fisher unable to get what he's looking for early on, but he's pocketed back up, gets one pick off anyway. That's nice healer coming in from his healer there, and Kelix.
Kelix great pocketing with the Valkyrie, keeping Fisher up through what looked like a potentially unblockable amount of damage, but Denmark holding strong here on first point. China, though, getting 2.5 minutes on the clock. You're not mad at that defense. It's time to set up for second point. Denmark using a lot of ultimates there. It's going to be difficult to snowball. But exactly what we've seen from Denmark in the past, making that instant swap to the triple tank setup. It's all up to Shy now, switching over to the Junkrat, going to have to get value quicker than other teams have been able to. And Crystal and the Pharaoh going extremely deep on this spam composition, looking to break Denmark down, whittle them with these explosives.
The problem is that Denmark already got past the first checkpoint. They were able to get through the gate and get into their staging area. They're just going to power on through here, Jake.
Against the Pharah, the Junkrat, and the Zenyatta, though, that's a ton of damage to be dealing with, especially with Veltal ready to potentially pop that Valkyrie and damage everybody on the side of Team China. You can see Sky here just absolutely laying into that Reinhardt shield. Nobody to stop him, nobody to get in his face. He's going to discard whoever he wants here.
Fisher got healed up just in the nick of time. He was so low, but now so high the other way. Ding able to heal him up. Danny, though, gonna get D-Mech, but as a self-destruct. Tire from Shy gets one, but here's the problem is that Denmark still has so many on the point, they can suffer one loss. Ding, gotta come out the Colossus, trying to peel the supports off the point. Denmark very much threatening now.
China running that much damage, but just not able to break the shields in time. As you said, Denmark getting through that first checkpoint and then maybe not able to touch again. No, China makes it back to the point, but it's desperation, and Denmark with just too much control for China to deal with. That triple tank swap, so deadly by Team Denmark. They know how to play this composition, and they're executing it to perfection. It's not as easy as it looks.
Not easy at all, but Denmark I gotta say, again, we like talking about versatility, and look, there's some teams that can run a pretty strong 3-3, but then they tend to fail at other options. Denmark is using it in really good situations, and it's just showing good judgment and solid shot calling.
Well, one of the struggles with that Orisa comp that China's running on the defense is that when you go to second point, the comp is way, way weaker. You don't want to be playing that composition on second point. It's way too static, too easy to catch up and run over. There's no great high ground position for you to defend. So as you lose first point, you're forced to swap. A good majority of your heroes lose a lot of ultimates. And what comp thrives in a non-ultimate scenario but 3-3? So great awareness from Team Denmark. This is a really smart strategy, and they're just making the most out of their hero selections.
And not only that, but you think about the confidence you have going into the next point, right? Where you didn't just get a good offense, you got a great offense. You got 4 minutes left in your time bank. You're feeling good.
China, though, has shown a ton of competency on their own offensive Temple of Anubis, so it's going to be up to Denmark to do a bit better on this defense, maybe get some more time off the clock on first point. Fisher on this Junkrat has been looking strong so far, and Shaxx on the Widow was devastating on Blizzard World, leading his team to a victory on that map. So if Shy wants to play the Widowmaker here, he's going to need to bring something much stronger to bear than he was able to do on Blizzard World, and of course, Shaxx with the Orisa, there's an even tougher test for Shy to pass.
Denmark setting up the trap here. Where do you rate that trap? Where Fisher has been changing him up?
Well, what's most important about Junkrat traps is just not being predictable. You need to find new locations, new ways to trick the enemy. The key value of a trap is it being unpredictable. If the enemy knows where it is, it's very easy to take down and clear. It's when players are surprised by it that it really gets those valuable instant picks.
Let's see if Fisher's little presence there, the China, ends up paying off. But China now setting up on their own. Sky going to be going straight to the top here in a moment, looking for those pickoffs, whereas Crystal will be taking that route to the back.
Very interesting comp for Team China here. I feel like that this Zenyatta and Widowmaker are really going to struggle to deal with the Orisa shield on point. But a very quick dive coming in from Team China, not able to land on the Orisa. This could be very dangerous for them.
Yeah, Gushui was not able to get to that upper level. Now he's going to back on out. A lot of time being lost from China and quite a bit of ultimate being fed.
Certainly Denmark building things up here. Shaxx halfway to his Ampersite. Now watching the choke like a hawk. Ooh, instant pop on Gushui. That everyone from Team China is going to be forced out instantly.
And I like where Shaxx is standing here. He's not going all the way far back. He's using the shield, and it just seems smart.
Yeah, as you don't want to be back on that high ground with the Orisa playing against another Widowmaker. Just don't give the enemy Widowmaker any chances to snipe you down. Fisher, though, nice defensive mind, is going to back him up, but Shy somehow finds Shaxx through a crack in the shield. A trap, though.
He threaded the needle, but now Denmark still fighting their way back. Fisher landing a lot of good grenades, and now it's led to a tie. Tyre going to take the Genji flank route back over the top, slam dunk Sky, and Denmark can still feel pretty good about this defense here so far.
Nice positioning from Fisher on that Tyre in such a difficult position to get to. No one's able to punish him while he's in that vulnerable state, though. The res does come up on Sky, bringing him back into the fight, and now the Ampersite is over. It's China's turn to get aggressive. Denmark has been forced off their chokehold, and now China, slipping into the flank, has the opportunity to set up a surround.
They got in there for free and even bigger. What's going to stop Crystal's Dragon Blade here?
That's really the question. It's going to be all on potentially Sting or Fisher to knock that Dragon Blade away or sleep it.
Well, we see China moving on in. Valkyrie in progress. They're going to be aggressive. They're just buying Crystal a little bit of time. 97%. He's taking a while. The Valkyrie is about to be gone, but now, oh, he's taken down. Fisher bursts down Crystal. No Dragon Blade to go with the Valkyrie. What a play coming in from Fisher.
The Transcendence also coming out from Sky. I'm not sure what that's defending, but at the very least, Crystal's not alive, not able to Dragon Blade into the fight. Shaxx, quick pick up on the whistle, but Shy missing a free shot on Shaxx. He'll live to regret that.
He will.
Oh, and wins the duel eventually.
5 HP. That was close. And Kellex, he's not going to have the res for that there either, so that's a permadeath. China coming right back in, but I got news for you. Fisher's got a tire. This could buy some time for your Widow to get back to the fight. He's taking a long way around. Oh, okay.
Doesn't want the Steven Mac, looking for something more. Maybe a switchy support, maybe a Widowmaker. Great discipline. Fisher gets a much more valuable pick.
Justice for Shaxx, at least for half a second before he's res back up, but still, it delays China. They're thrown on back, only a minute 30 left. The Danes are coming in strong and Shy's down.
Nerfed as a sniper now. He says, you can't fight me, I am Orisa. Great work there. Shaxx coming up on the Ampersite, ready to challenge this choke once again. And China, they need something new here. I mean, Crystal's Dragon Blade getting absolutely nothing. That was the big moment that they were waiting for. Now Denmark over the hump. They've got the self-destruct and they're back in this chokehold position. China back to square one. What will they do now?
China, they are going to dive on in. Gushui does not take the headshot. He's low. Is he going to use the primal here? No, he's going to back on out. Doesn't want, oh, no. Decides to use primal after all. Goes in and gets slapped. Another Winston to the fire, or at least the sleep darts as it were. Shy up to the higher ground, looking for some pickoffs here. Crystal just plunks, but Shaxx is down. So this is going to give Shy quite a bit of room here, at least temporarily. I do think the res might be coming in soon. It is. Shax is back on up. China, though, punishing on the ground, looking for Fisher. Can they take him down? No, not yet. And he's about to get a tire. The tire, insta-pop back the other way. And China, they get run over. They're going to be down to their final fight.
China with absolutely no progress on the point. Denmark holding strong and now with even more ultimates to work with. This is desperation mode for Team China. They're going to have to rush back in just to touch the point. The only thing they have is Shy's Inverside, but Denmark sitting right in front of them and say, we don't care if you know where we are. But Shy somehow finds Shax before even popping the Inverside.
It's going to be res. Nice res possession from Kellix. Get Shax back on up. China, they're all in a desperation dive. Denmark, a nano boost in reserve. They're going to pop it. Meanwhile, Danny holding on to the point. He's going to be looking for the self-destructs here in a second. Shax gets late off the Baby Diva pick, and Danny is just a rock here. China getting no progress. They use Transcend, they get nothing. Fisher blows up Sky. The self-destruct, it's a celebration. Denmark takes Temple of Anubis.
Beautiful defense there. Great adaptation from Team Denmark. Every time somebody falls, either the res is there from Kellix or a counter pick comes up from Denmark. Great stabilization. Nerf staying alive through that entire defense. And as well, I think Danny doing the same. So when your tanks are constantly up, constantly blocking the damage, it's so hard to snowball those kills. And it felt like Shax was really the only one they were able to take down. And the Widowmaker is really the easiest and least impactful kill that you can find on the dive. You need to find that Mercy, that Ana, but Kellix and Ding protecting each other to perfection.
Well, not only that, but they're protecting Fisher as well, where, we didn't talk too much on him because it's so back and forth, but, as I said, you're a bit of a Junkrat connoisseur here. How is Fisher playing there? Because from my, layman's perspective, it seemed pretty good.
Well, one of the powers of the Ana and the Mercy is that if you see that Junkrat getting targeted, you can send a Bionade over his way and then just pocket him with the Mercy, and it's almost impossible for the dive to get through that amount of healing. And as soon as Fisher is in those back corners of point, there's no way the Widowmaker is going to get a sightline on him. So you can't rely on that burst damage anymore. You have to just somehow get through the healing, and when there's an Ana and a Mercy on the side of Team Denmark, that's just too much to do.
And let's not forget, too, in terms of key plays for Fisher, don't forget the moment where Crystal was going in for the Blade. He was with the Valkyrie as well, which means that it's going to be hard to burst him down. Fisher still found a way to burst him down, which is something Junkrat can do, but such a key play as the Blade was coming out.
Certainly, and so much pressure on Crystal there through that entire round. It didn't feel like Denmark was really worried about that many Dragon Blades, only 1 or 2 coming out in the entire offense. So that's just showing the strength of the Orisa composition. With that shield in the front, blocking everybody, it's so difficult for characters like Genji to build that ultimate. They really rely on spamming their shurikens, slowly charging that up, but we've seen so many times it's very difficult to get blades on Temple of Anubis A.
So, speaking of maps, Temple of Anubis, it's done, it's over. Now we have to consider where we're going to next. What do you think it's going to be? And wait, we don't have to discuss. It's going to be Rialto.
Rialto, very interesting from Team China here, potentially pushing them towards a tankier setup, something that they haven't been favoring as much as the past. Maybe feeling like Denmark is getting the best of the dive composition. Denmark in control of the series. They could end it here with even a draw, but of course, Escort, very, very difficult to draw. So very likely Denmark looking to either close out the series here or force map 5.
And don't forget, too, this could be a quick one where even as close as this has been, Rialto, it's kind of famous for not always going past point A.
Certainly, it's all about that point A hold. Making it past point A, you're already above the average. Although for some reason at this group stage, I think we've seen a lot more teams make more progress into the map. So I certainly like to see that. But of course, both teams are going to be looking to make that full hold, set themselves up to take this map.
This has been good here so far. And you know what, Jake? I'd love to see the map 5, especially if these are the 2 teams that might be going to BlizzCon. We'll know, of course, after tomorrow. But for now, we're living in the now. It's going to be China coming out here on the defense, and ooh, this is something, especially if they're going to go for the super aggro setup. No.
Crystal taking a quick slam into the river there. That's going to send him straight back to spawn. Probably doesn't want to play the Hammond.
I was going to come up with a theory or 2 here, but, he might not be going for the Hammond, but it does look like he's going to be going for the Roadhog. And speaking of Hammonds, Danny is on a carnival ride right now.
DJ Kellix having a party in spawn, and everyone from Denmark is invited. This looks quite fun here.
You know what? Denmark has some cause to celebrate. Just having a little bit of fun here. Listen to the beats coming in from Kellix. And we'll see just what this Denmark offense has here in a moment. But China, they're running something particularly tanky here. What do you think about the Roadhog?
This is a triple tank setup we haven't seen for a few metas here, but I really like it on Rialto. With all of these death pits scattered throughout the map, there's a lot of potential for Crystal to hook an enemy tank and get that environmental insta-kill. So a ton of potential coming in from the Roadhog here. Denmark going to favor the double sniper composition with their dive tanks.
death pits. What has happened to water quality in the next 50 years, man? That's grim.
Yeah, certainly looking rough. Overwatch fixtures in the future, maybe a bit dire here, but now it's all on Shy. He has to defend from both of these snipers through the pressure of a Winston and a D.Va, but of course, he's got his own Reinhardt to block for him.
Fisher on the Hanzo. Again, mostly looking for shields here, but he'll take a shot. Oh, Gushue drops the shield, gets plunked. He does have the res there, but that means res is on cooldown.
That's their mistake button. There's no more opportunities left.
Oh,
and Fisher, instant double kill. What a crushing flank. Looking to take down absolutely everybody. Fearlessly charging the Reinhardt. Hooked and pinned, though.
Well, he does pay for it, gets charged to his doom, but what an opening here from Denmark. Danny more than willing to avenge Fisher after that brutal opening coming in from Hanzo. China, they need to regroup and hurt fast.
The res, though, being used on Fisher, and with Shy finding the pick on Ding, he's not going to be there. We've seen a lot of teams stall out in these final moments of point A. China going to look to force Denmark to do just the same here.
And the scary part here for Fisher is that he does have the Dragon Strike up. He can drop it here in this fight. He built up so quickly. It's one of the best tools he could use to clear this up. Just has to be careful to not let it get eaten. Dragon coming on out. It was eaten! Oh man, I wasn't trying to curse him, but Late Young was on the job. The Dragon, it's gone. China was ready, and now Denmark lost their ace in the hole.
Denmark looking to slow play this, but Shy falling, and so does Crystal. Shax and Fisher getting the picks here. But Gushue turns things the other way, takes down Shax, and now looking to take the fight to Cart.
Denmark's still in control here. They're going to get the res back up on the Shax, even though Shax doesn't really have the best sight lines here. You take a look back at Nerf. He's going to be able to primal. He's just taking some damage. He's immediately going to use it here. Late Young out. It doesn't have to. China loses 4.
Late picks coming in for the side of Team China, maybe going to stabilize them a little bit on the beginning of second point, but Denmark already way beyond what is the expected pace here on Rialto. What a blistering offense coming off the back of that huge flank play by Fisher.
Denmark, they get through the hardest hurdle on Rialto. Who knows where this payload's going to stop now?
Shy, though, has at least been turning things around for the Widowmaker duel, so that will portend well for China's future on this map. Although Shax, with his infraside advantage, could be changing that.
Well, Fisher's going to go down. One flank too many, but Shax there to pick up the slack. Finds Shy right away. Forces out the res. Crystal saying, you know what, Hanzo's a good idea. On Hanzo looking for some pickoffs, but guess what? Fisher is back in the fight. Denmark threatening. Throwing China back, they get the pick on the Crystal, and they cannot be stopped. Dragon gets 2.
Huge Dragon picks up these escaping players. Now China, in a little bit of desperation here, must get back to the cart, try and fight second point, but Denmark so much time on the clock and looking to close out here.
Denmark, oh, Shax again, continuing, gets another 2. He is a madman right now. Yeah, you're going to res him, but guess what? Shax is going to take him down again. That's been the nature of this game.
Shax absolutely taking this game over on the Widowmaker. China has no answers for a Widowmaker playing at this level, and to be honest, it's very hard to deal with. Kellys gets the res off, but falls for his troubles. Now it's Gushue with the primal in the backline, looking to change things for Team China.
You look at Zen, though, going back, going, you know, Fisher, I got your back. Lay some arrows into his
the
beast.
cap.
And oh, Denmark still gets the cap. China does not pay attention to the point.
Potentially that fight not going their way regardless, but now Denmark in a great position to potentially cap last. It's been so long since we've seen anybody cap last on Rialto, but Denmark with the best chances that I've seen in quite a long time, especially if Fisher and Shax are going to keep getting these insane picks.
They also have so much time left on the game right now. 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Shax, another pickup. No one is dealing with him. He is unstoppable right now. China does not have an answer.
China finding nothing here, and now Shax with the infrasight, guaranteeing him an even bigger advantage in the Widow duel. Takes down Sky, at least Crystal firing back, picks up a quick 2K.
China, the rest of the team making up for it, even while under assault by Shax. Denmark down quite a few players here, so the Widow's not going to have as much space. Crystal looking for the Hanzo do heal. It's Hanzo v Hanzo. Crystal under fire. Fisher looking for it. Crystal takes it. Now going for the D-Mac.
Nice wall climb, getting a ton of damage on that D.Va. Now gets the D-Mac. Slow playing things is Crystal, but he's getting so many frags here on the Hanzo. So hard to shut down a Hanzo who's constantly pocket by his Mercy.
Crystal in the deal with the D.Va there, so a little bit of stability here for China, but 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. That's so long to defend last.
The only risk, though, for Team Denmark is that they're not running these classic combo ultimates. No Zarya, no Reinhardt, so it'll be a little bit different for them to have an overwhelming pick advantage. It's going to be up to Shax and Fisher to find more openers to get those tanks into the fight.
Gushue under pressure, gonna back up. Dragon giving them a little bit of space. China just biding their time here. You see Nerf, though, diving on in. His primal, he's almost out of HP. Chasing the Hanzo, 100 HP, needs to get back out, but the nice heals come in. Shax, though, finally challenged. Shy takes him down. Denmark down to 5, and Shy giving Denmark a taste of their
Shy
own
with a
medicine.
third.
3 kills from Shy. It's a widow battle here on Rialto.
Shy finally lighting up the kill feed, and here on this last one, he can really make use of his Reinhardt. With these tight chokes, it's much easier to play those sidelines. You're not as worried about Winston pressure coming in. Fisher not getting the frags he's looking for on the Hanzo. They're going to switch over to the Brigida, and it looks like Denmark making this classic swap back to the 3-3. In this case, though, they're too close to the Transcendence to give up the Zenyatta. Keep that for the time being.
Well, there's an old phrase, when in doubt, goats it out, but Denmark, I don't really feel like they're much in doubt. They're calm, cool, collected. Crystal, though,
Whoa.
gonna drop the dragon with the grab. Hello, it's summertime. The dragon has eaten.
Absolutely disgusting combo. That's why that combo is so effective. There's almost no amount of healing in the game that can stand up to that. And Ding, though, on 99% Transcendence, so close to being able to answer that whole combo. But China, great awareness, predicts that Ding doesn't have the Transcendence available and gets the value out of the combo before it is.
China, they've bought so much time. Denmark was working with over 5 minutes here, Jake, and now the clock is down to 1:40.
Certainly, things looking good for Team China. Great positioning here on the high ground. Already threatening Team Denmark before they even get to the choke point.
Meanwhile, you got Gushue, hiding a little bit back, charges in, gets nanoed, he's looking for the Earth Shatter, but no, knocked out position, still can't be dissuaded, but gets nothing.
Blocked by
Denmark
Nerf.
deals with it, Nerfed was ready, Sky is down, and Denmark now looking to power on through, using the real power of this 3-3 composition to just exert dominance here on the battlefield, moving on forward. It's another heavy charge by Gushue, but he's down.
Counter
Nerf
pin
was
by
there,
Nerf.
and now Denmark with a man advantage, moving on in.
Nerf dropping low, though not enough heals to keep him alive. Falls to the E from Crystal, and now Shy finds the crucial pick on the Shax. They take down the Lucio as well. These snipers producing absolutely everything on the flank.
What a turnabout here for Denmark. It was all about the Widow and Hanzo for the first 2 points, but now we go to China. China goes, you know what? That's a really good idea. They have turned the tables here on Denmark.
Ding gonna make the swap over to the Moira, more of the classic 3-3 composition, able to play that fast, aggressive style that the rest of the team wants to play. Shy, though, with that Infrasight, going to make things a little bit more difficult. Oh, and instantly picks up Shax, somehow finding that that Zarya, even without the damage boost.
This nice headshot coming on in. Although, Gushue, just a little bit too deep. Nerf, Earth Shatter, drops it, knocks down so many, but he slept. He can't be his own follow through. Oh man, the sleep dart saving. Denmark, though, still, they like the opportunity. They're gonna go on in. Hammond chasing it on down. They want to deal with the sniper. It's been such a threat. Shy is down, and here comes Denmark once more.
What an absolute heartbreaker if you're Nerfed. Now China coming up on that classic Graviton Dragon combo. This could take down everybody if it's big enough.
Soundberry in for Denmark. They're feeling good, but here's the dragon into the grab. Gushue takes down Nerf, but that's going to be the only victim. Denmark was able to get around, but oh, emergency Doomfist. Kellick's out of the fight. China in the swamp. It's working out. They're looking to hold here in Rialto, and that hammer from Gushue seals the deal. They hold off Denmark for 5 minutes on point C.
Great turnaround there on that last point by Team China, keeping themselves in this game here on Rialto, but Denmark still setting a very impressive progress meter. They could very much make a first hold, make a second hold, or just hold Team China closer than they were able to do themselves.
Take a look at here. It's beautiful. You'll love to see it happen. It's a well-fed dragon and certainly well set up.
And man, you can see Ding on that 98% Transcendence. Hitting one more shot there would have given him the chance to keep his entire team alive. Of course, that Transcendence heals more than the entire combo of Grav Dragon can produce. So very, very close to turning the fight, just not having the ultimate there. And ultimately, Denmark not able to close things out there on third point.
Now, let's sort of reset the narrative here, where that was an amazing hold towards the end by China, where usually teams do not hold that long. However, teams usually don't even get that far on Rialto to begin with, so if you're Denmark, how are you feeling about this right now?
If you're Denmark, you're absolutely playing to win here. You're going to feel confident and happy with how far you've gotten. Of course, you would have loved to cap last, so maybe you've lost a bit of momentum in those long hours trying to push through that third point, but China at least showing some signs of life there at the end. It's going to be up to Shy and Crystal to keep that momentum rolling and keep their sniper dominance still working on the offense.
And you mentioned the snipers. Does this really depend on the sniper battle, where it did work out well for Denmark and then went against Denmark? And we sort of have the preview of the heroes here. You guys can't see the program just yet, but you see that China, now that you see it, is going to go double sniper again, whereas Shax, he's going to be solo sniper. What does that mean for Shax in terms of just pressure on him?
Well, Shax is going to have to challenge both snipers, as you said, but at least he has nerfed on his side. The Orisa shield so effective at protecting a sniper, allowing that Widowmaker to play a very defensive position. Really, though, I think the pressure is going to be on Fisher. He's challenging a double sniper setup on Pharah, so it's going to be up to him to take the right angles to spam China without getting picked off himself. That's going to be a tough test here on Rialto. He's going to have to use the rooftops to their maximum potential. You can see Shy already watching for that Pharah. Shax immediately shuts him down.
Well, that is a tone setter for sure. Denmark saying, you know what? We're still pretty good at the sniper thing. Crystal gonna be looking for an opportunity on the flank. Is Hanzo v Pharah not the easiest setup, but can be a threat? Shy is brought back into the fray. So China keeping the payload moving. Denmark going for a bit of a reposition.
Denmark needs to hold this corner. If they expose Fisher to that Widow sideline, things could turn quickly. Fisher, respecting the Widow, going to go back around the next corner here on Rialto first.
Fisher raining in the rockets. It's reckless abandon here. A sniper could get him at any moment. We'll see if this works out. Any moment he could be dropped, but he's making it work for now. Crystal, meanwhile, on the flank. Doesn't like what he sees here just yet, but still going to go to the well once more. Denmark now getting a little bit more aggressive. Laying in the rockets, but no critical damage here just yet.
Danny doing a good job of stuffing these snipers in the flank, not giving them the opportunities that they're looking for. Shax hoping to shut down that Hanzo, doesn't mind the pick just yet, with a headshot on the Gushue, sets up Dane to get the kill.
Nice stuff coming in here. Shax, again, looking for the pickoffs, and it's a barrage over the top. Fisher picks his moment, and he stays alive. A rare thing for Pharah after letting it rain.
A full duration barrage is a rare sight in high-level Overwatch. Of course, not allowing yourself to move is very risky at this level of play, but the amount of damage output is certainly worth it if you're going to be able to take down your opponents.
So Denmark, right now, in control. China, they've already lost a minute and a half. What do they need to do to break through? They do have the Dragon.
Well, certainly, we've been waiting for this grab dragon combo. Leichung only on 30%. Of course, Crystal knows he can get another dragon. Just going to commit it there to open this choke up. But the picks come in. Those are crucial kills. Now, at this point, Denmark has to choose who they want to resurrect. Who do they value more? But Sky takes down another. There's not enough resurrections to go around here.
They bring up Ding, but China getting so much more. Crystal was able to get the distraction with the dragon, got the early pickup, and Shy piles on. Fisher, go back to your spawn once more. China might have just broken the blockade of point A. We'll see how it works out.
Oh my god, and another one coming in from Team China. These snipers just destroying the side of Team Denmark, finding absolutely everything, making A takes look absolutely easy here. China with about the same pace that Denmark was on. Now it's up to them to roll through streets in the same fashion.
That was the most painless point A take I think we've seen in this tournament. Shy and Crystal making it happen here. And Denmark, they're reliving their own movie right now.
And Ding has to hold on to this Transcendence. He can't afford to use that for anything other than the Grab Dragon combo. So China definitely going to be looking to force the Transcendence or pick off Ding prior to their combo coming out. You don't want to trade two ultimates for one, so it's very interesting to see how they deal with this ultimate matchup.
Crystal looking towards the pressure here in the Hanzo, getting real close to another dragon, biding his time. China not doing anything crazy here, just getting payload progress, and they're looking for that Grab Dragon. The Graviton is up, here comes the dragon. How well will this dragon be fed? And oh, the dragon, you're not going to get what they're looking for. Shax comes back the other way. Gushue out of the fight. Denmark fighting this back the other way. The self-destruct making a bit of room, but Gushue holds the shield, drops the hammer, and ends up getting Fisher. So this is very tense. Shax, though, pulse bomb, looking for it, does not connect, and China is going real well in this fight.
Both supports on China dropping very low, but just not able to connect the damage. Our Team Denmark, and now China with full stack on the card, full steam ahead. They're looking to roll through this second point. Great decision making with that dragon. Because Crystal knows that Ding has the Transcendence, he knows there's no point in trying to combo the Graviton. He lets Leichung force the Transcendence with the grab and tries to target somebody who that the Transcendence can't help.
Shy was able to get Kellex. Denmark getting staggered by Widows just like they did a round before. The power of Widow could not be better here on this map. Right now is Shy. Punishes the baby diva, and more importantly, look at Leichung here. He's building so much grab charge as China simply rolls.
Crystal back on this Brigitte, getting so much value here against the dive comp of Denmark. Denmark not ready for that level of heals and stuns. It's up to Shy to deal the damage, but now you have so much to stay in for the side of Team China. These are three of the strongest healers in Overwatch. So China hopefully looking to win this third point and take things to a map 5.
China working with a little under 4 minutes. It's close to the amount of time that Denmark had. Denmark will see if they can take a few hints from China on holding, because if they don't, it will be map 5. Early EMP coming out here from Denmark. They're trying to commit, but China, they just back up. Gushue getting healed, does not, does fall, it's close. Denmark, though, it's not really what they're looking for. Gushui is res back up, and Denmark is overcommitted.
Shy, though, with a quick 2 headshots, somehow finds the Moira and the Reinhardt here. Those are crucial picks. Shy is absolutely coming alive on this Widowmaker.
Shy doing some big work. Fisher down. Not going to be building an EMP that way. The pressure from the Widow unrelenting as Shy continues to strike.
We can see why Team China elected to keep Shy in against Denmark. Fearing that sniper of Shaxx, they know that they need Shy to challenge him, and now that's absolutely what he's doing. Gushui with the Shatter, with the aid of the Infrasight. Perfect setup here.
Rally here for China. The Graviton in reserve. Everything going their way. They drop the Grav, but Denmark drops the beat. They work around the Grav quite well. The Grav gets very little. Now the self-destruct coming on in, making a little bit more room. Crystal ends up falling. Denmark back the other way. Gushui though punishes Fisher, and China now saying, you know what? We're still in this fight. We're gonna come right back at you. They get the res. They're not punished. Gushui holding on to their Shatter. Drops the hammer. Knocks that one, but pinned back the other way.
Pinned back the other way, but now so many healers all up for Team China. Crystal was rezzed up. He's still in the fight. Bash is nerfed down, and now there's so much pressure on the card for Team China. A fully charged Zarya. That's so much to deal with. The Valkyrie damage boosting absolutely everybody. China closing out Rialto in absolutely convincing fashion. This is a crushing offense by Team China.
2 minutes left, but they're not gonna need it. China pushing on through. Denmark on the brink. They're fighting. They want to hold. They get a grab, but the follow through not there. Too many are down. China too strong, melting player after player. China, they want them at 5, they're feeling it, they grab, they shatter, they move to the point. We're going to map 5.
Insane stuff from Team China. Shy, this whole series long, lying dormant. It felt like Shaxx always had the better of him on that Widowmaker duel, but in that last offense, absolutely lighting things up. I mean, traditionally in those tanky comps, you don't want to play a Widowmaker because it's so difficult to find the headshots through all the shields, the matrixes, the bubbles, but Shy makes it happen, picks off the Moira time and time again, somehow finds a headshot on the Reinhardt, just absolutely taking the game over on a very unexpected hero choice. This is why China has this much roster versatility. This is the value they can get from it.
Absolutely insane gameplay from both sides. Really great Widow play, the double sniper on either end, excellent. But now, I just want to remind people the stakes here. If these are the 2 best teams, think about how BlizzCon seeding is going to go. The #1 team here will not have to face either the USA or especially South Korea in the first round. This matters for these teams if they want to go as deep as possible into BlizzCon. If they will be the final 2 teams, this final round going to be so important.
Getting that top seed is so crucial. You don't want to be playing those top dogs in the first round. You want to play those weaker second place teams, get yourself into the semifinals, and set yourself up for a better placement overall in BlizzCon. And I know for certain that Team China and Team Denmark both absolutely want to go far in this tournament, all the way to BlizzCon, certainly. And with the level of play that these 2 have both shown, I would be expecting these 2 to be qualified. I mean, initially, I thought it would be Sweden and China, but Denmark really taking things over. We thought they might be the dark horse, and they absolutely are. China, though, coming alive there in map 4, forcing a 5th map. And remember, they took the first control map. This could be their wheelhouse.
No doubt about it. Denmark, though, I would not count them out. They've been so versatile, so good at adapting, and no matter what strength you think China has here, Denmark has been matching them. That's why we're going to be going to a map number 5. And you know what, Jake? Let's figure out what map is it going to be. Where do you think we're going?
Oh, I can't even guess here. Going to a final control map. This will be, I believe, Denmark's choice, of course. China taking that last map, so at least Denmark has a little bit of advantage there, but control is sort of the least valuable map type to have your choice on. The maps are the most similar. There's not as much advantage to either team. I guess both teams are going to be most likely playing dive, which ultimately I think will favor China regardless of what control map we go to.
Well, you know what? Let's figure out what control map we're going to. We got the deets. What's it going to be? Map number 5. Where are you? It's going to be Oasis. So, this makes sense. And also, I mean, you want to talk about a map that lets you show how versatile you are. There's a lot of different gameplay changes depending on what stage you're at here on Oasis.
So many options here on Oasis. A lot of different comps going to come out, but Team China looks so strong on this map against Team Sweden. I expect them to be taking this series, especially with the amount of momentum that they had on Rialto. An absolutely blistering offense. I don't think I've ever seen a team cap that fast outside of ranked.
Yeah, it's like, by the way, guys, you know Rialto's supposed to be hard to cap on? Oh, 2 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, 2 minutes on the clock. Don't even need them, and ults to spare in the end. So Great plays all around from Team China, but of course, Denmark's been pushing them to the brink all series long. Really, there hasn't been many pushes that looked as dominant as China's last push there. So Denmark need to relax here, reset the momentum, reset their confidence, and come back in strong for this map 5.
No doubt about it. And of course, don't forget, one thing that Denmark does have that's been very good for them is that I'm curious to see if they bring out the McCree again, especially on the university stage, where the Protect the Shacks composition, the new age Protect the President, if you will, has been very effective for them. And look, when you got a good McCree, sometimes you run with it.
Shax was really dominant in previous series on the McCree. Certainly Oasis, one of the best places to run the McCree, so I would be surprised if we didn't see it come out here. And also Oasis, a setup, our Koth map where you're going to see a lot of tanky setups as well as dive. Of course, this is the map that favors those tanky setups most of all. Although Denmark setting up, telegraphing a composition, a more dive composition, this classic Protect the Shacks comp. But China setting up with these tanks. We saw how effective Shy was able to be on the Sombra with those hacks against Team Sweden. We'll see if he'd be able to replicate against Denmark.
Well, don't forget too, though, is that, you know what, Denmark, they're built to deal with Sombras. Think about Huss for Team Australia, where Australia, look, they looked very good against Sweden. They looked not so good against Denmark, and a big part of that was their ability to deal with the Sombra. The presence of mind from Fischer and Shax to stun the Sombra as soon as she shows her face. So Shy, he's going to have a challenge here unlike no other.
Yeah, definitely a tough test for Shy. He'll have to play a much more passive style of Sombra, focusing on hacking those Divas, those Winstons, when they make an aggressive engagement. You're not going to be able to threaten the backline against the Brigitte and a McCree. Those stuns are just too dangerous to risk it. China, though, coming out with a triple tank setup. The Ana and the Lucio, they want to set up in this corner of point in these low ground setup, trying to sneak out, and maybe they'll wait for the point to unlock, waiting in this corridor. Of course, Denmark does not want to go fight a Reinhardt in an enclosed space like that.
Wouldn't be a good idea, especially when you're running the Winston, so they're willing to wait it out. Oh, nice cleave from Nerfed. Seizes the situation. That's really good for Power Range, but oh, Dink gets caught out. The flank from China, the wraparound, leading the two pickoffs. Most importantly, Shax, who was the core of the composition.
And here's the problem for the composition of Team Denmark. With no Lucio on the side of Denmark and one for the side of Team China, China's always going to be able to chase down these characters like McCree, like Zenyatta with no movement abilities. Shax making a quick swap over to the Pharah, giving himself a little more verticality to stay away, but Ding is still going to have a really tough time evading these speed boost initiations coming out from Team China.
We'll see just how Denmark wants to deal with it. They also have the Mei, so Fischer will be looking for some walls here, where if China boosts on in, you'll wall them off and just pick up the people who are on one side. Rockets coming in here from Shax, looking for it, 40% already. Wall looking for the split, but here comes Shy. Drops the EMP, and Shax out, Fischer down. No more DPS for Denmark. China takes the fight.
China, very disciplined initiation there, committing only the EMP. Very impressive that Shy was able to build that up in just one fight. I don't think Denmark was ready for that, and now China has built up all of their more expensive ultimates. Crystal coming up on that Graviton, able to get high energy from this Pharah spawn. Very risky. When you run a Pharah, you essentially give up a Zarya 100 energy, and Crystal's absolutely capitalizing. Has the grab ready, and Ding doesn't even have the Transcendence yet to answer it.
And that wall just doesn't do anything. It's not a great wall position. So far, Fischer struggling to get good walls that you might see on other areas. Denmark looking for a way in, but to your point, you got Crystal with the grab. He's just going to relax in the back, wait for a clump of people. Sure, you're going to have the wall come up, but he gets the grab, and the self-destruct, the carry on top. Takes down two. It's well set up. China potentially one fight away here, Jake, from taking the first round.
There's no running from that Graviton, and especially with the self-destruct able to follow up, the Transcendence does nothing except delay Ding. Now Fischer potentially looking to get caught out here on the Mei, can't even get his Blizzard off. China looking so strong, up to 80% on this capture point.
For Denmark in the next fight, what do they need to recap, especially going into double support outs?
I really disagree with this Mei pick. It's so hard to get a valuable Blizzard against a team with the Lucio. That speed boost is always going to save the Reinhardt, and it's so hard to get a good wall on this map. The geometry just doesn't favor you, so it's really going to be on Jax to somehow slip past this Diva and potentially pick up the supports from Team China.
Well, he's certainly slipping towards the back end right now. Diva, of course, keeping an eye on all the while. China going to drop the sound barrier. No, time to get your wings clipped. EMP out. Doucheway with the shatter. Fischer down. Fischer, he dropped the Blizzard, he gave his life for it, his res back up. The zoning helps Shax, barrage off the wall, takes down Crystal, and Denmark still might be alive here on the University. Shax with another.
It's cost them almost all of their ultimates. 5 ultimates committed in that fight for Team Denmark, but at least they keep themselves alive in this round. China also committing a few ultimates to that fight, so they don't have a major advantage to speak of, getting a little bit greedy, trying to end that at 100-0. Now it's up to Fisher to spam, get that new Blizzard, and of course Mei, with now no fall-off damage, is going to be able to farm that up quite quickly as China returns to spawn.
Fisher just more than willing to bring the cold. Winter is coming, and it's Fisher that's delivering it. Gets the wall off, but I think if you're China, you're okay with that. No one got caught.
An over-eager wall finds nobody. Now China knows that they're free to rush straight to point, and that's exactly what they'll do. Shaxx raining in damage from above, but these tanks are so hard to deal with. It's so hard to blast them down from the sky. You can see Shaxx doesn't really know who to target here, and Crystal on such high energy grabs both tanks. That's crucial.
China with the follow through off the grab. They get even more. Hammer in from Gushui. Might not have been needed, but it's China in control, and they're at 99%. Denmark can't have this happen. The Blizzard is gone. It's warming up. It's a China heat wave. It's overtime. Denmark now losing the first round. China's 1 round away.
China looking so clean, great understanding of how to play this university stage of Oasis, looking very, very clean there with the Zarya, and as we said with those Blizzards, finding nothing. He got 2 Blizzards that round, and I don't think a single person was frozen solid. Great awareness from Crystal, bubbling his Reinhardt out of that, and Veltal also with the speed boost, making sure nobody's caught in the cold.
Whew. Denmark, their versatility perhaps hitting them a little bit there where they might have played themselves, but I do understand why they'd go for the Mei there, but to your point is that when you can speed boost out, it's just difficult to get the value. Now though, Jake, we look here to the next stage. It's going to be the Gardens. Denmark on the brink here. China 1 round away.
If you're Denmark, it's all on Shaxx now. Denmark putting their faith in this McCree, giving him all of the resources. It worked very well in previous rounds. We'll try to fall victim to it just the same. Crystal and Shai are really going to struggle against these double stuns.
See just how this works. China, no fear. Gushui getting a bit of cleave damage in there. Already 26% stun, but backs out, gets healed all the while. Shaxx meanwhile, flip side. McCree looking for easy picks. Denmark has muscled their way in. That means they might get first control here, depending on what China does. China, though, they're flanking. Oh, the soft flick. Damage boosted and down. Crystal destroyed.
Shaxx looking sharp on this McCree, finding those headshots. That's crucial. That's what you must do to make this McCree pick viable. You need to be constantly landing that damage. So China feeling the heat now, trying to get in Denmark's space is Gushui, but he gets punished by the rally from Fisher.
Ooh, Denmark coming back the other way. They don't have to worry about the main tank. Fisher getting the D-Mech, and Denmark in control.
And if you remember, University was Denmark's worst map in their last trip to Oasis. The other two looked much stronger for them, so maybe this could be the same story coming up against Team China, looking to take this back, get that 2-1 victory on map 5.
By the way, I hope you like old westerns, because we got McCree versus McCree here. Might not be the best setting, but hey, you got cowboys, you got revolvers. What more do you need? Crystal, McCree of his own, getting outpoked here by Shaxx. Shaxx, so well protected, landing shot after shot. China poked down, but Fisher is caught. China now up through the flip. They drop the barrier. They have the EMP. The Deadeye doesn't do much, but Nerf knocks Vettel off the edge. They get the resurrection, and Denmark somehow surviving. Shaxx somehow lives.
The EMP comes out, but still so much healing available for the side of Team Denmark. China just can't convert this into any kills. Oh, and Ding finds a couple picks. They're taking down the mech and the pilot.
Denmark holding against the odds there. It was a rough start, and oh, Fisher a little bit far out. Crystal, a lone cowboy, a lone vigilante, but Shaxx was a sheriff and the law was laid down.
And here's the struggle for Crystal. On the side of Denmark, he's got the Mercy and the Zenyatta to enhance his damage. Of course, both of those simultaneously results in a one-shot on 200 HP characters if McCree can land the headshot. Now, China switching back to the 3-3, doesn't like their odds in the McCree duel, wants to get aggressively onto the point with the tankier setup. They have to shut down Shaxx. They need to use this Lucio to maximum effect. Catch that Zenyatta, catch that McCree. Don't let them free fire on your backline.
They speed boost in, but Denmark rotates around. Shaxx on the high ground. Deadeye strikes. The Lucio's down. Not going to be so speedy now. Shaxx looking for the pickup. Ana under assault. Shaxx field himself. Going. Misses the bet. Flashbang. Doesn't need it. A few quick dings. He's down. We're in overtime though. Denmark so close. They just got dealt the Diva. They finish her off. The baby Diva down. Transcend. Stay alive from Zen. But overtime still in progress. China's down so many players. Could they possibly delay long enough here? It's unlikely, but they're trying. And they don't. We're going to round 3.
Wow, Denmark turning things around completely there. China with no answers to that super pocket in McCree. Shaxx is absolutely taking control of this game, and Denmark doing such a good job of protecting and supporting him.
The crowd is loving it here. One of the closest games we've seen. Could be deciding number one than number two here, Jake. The energy is insane.
Certainly a lot of high-level Overwatch here to get excited about. We'll see who's able to take this third map on Oasis and win the series. Certainly, getting your placement to BlizzCon is so crucial here. It sets you up for a potential long run or a quick ending in the first round. So Denmark, China, both of these teams with a ton to prove here. It's going to be, oh, and China looks like they want to absolutely mirror match. They're not scared of the McCree duel. They're saying, you know what? We trust Crystal. We're going to give him just as much resources as Shaxx. Who's going to come out on top? Let's find out.
The old Western battle continues in the ultimate round here in Bangkok. The Overwatch World Cup, Denmark beat China here on City Center. All comes down to this. Shaxx laying in the damage already. Gets a quick little ding. Now, where's he going to rotate to? His team, his bodyguards, his entourage, as it will. And you see Denmark rolling around the outside.
Oh, no.
China, though, gets first cap, and that's a mistake from Denmark.
Denmark without the mercy for their McCree. Now China has the DPS advantage, but Shaxx, nice flank, getting a lot of damage here. Will anyone be able to follow up? No, Shy finds Fisher first. That's such a crucial pick. And then Rally comes out. What an insanely fast rally charge from Shy. He's playing so well in the Brigida.
Absolutely nuts, and a little bit of a hook shot towards the end. Make it for real. China in first control, in firm control. 22% Denmark, what you got?
Great awareness from Team China. Denmark, I don't think they were expecting the mercy to come out from Team China, and when they're caught out with that Lucio, it's so hard to win the battle. Of course, McCree with a mercy has such a major advantage over a McCree without. So Crystal, sitting on that high noon, needs to find something big this fight though.
Crystal with the Deadeye certainly has the positioning. Denmark just going to be trying to play the point, but again, the damage going out takes down Shaxx. The fastest gun, gets a little bit faster, Deadeye up. Shaxx, though, gets revived. It was only a flesh wound. He's back into it. Gushue rotating around the back. The Deadeye now gone for Shaxx as well. Flashbang Eden just getting protected by his team. Crystal, though, found nerfed. It is back and forth. Both teams down
No,
a tank.
Fisher drops his rally.
And oh, here comes Gushue. Into traffic we go. Down goes McCree. And China now at 67%. Jake, one fight away. That's two supports down to one car.
The cars claim their victims, and now China racing to that 100% capture, looking so dominant. Crystal says, trust me team, I can take him out, just give me the same amount of resources, and absolutely that is what he's doing, taking down Shaxx time and time again. Shaxx need to pull something out of the bag here. Crystal is looking so dominant in this McCree duel.
You see the positioning here on the overhead map. Nerfed, going in, Primal Rage Disrupt. Crystal, unfazed, looking for Shaxx. Winning the battle on Poke, almost gets in, he's diving in, he's feeling it, going to the right, flashbang, can't finish!
Punish.
What a power move by Winston, the save, and Denmark against the will here, 99-0, a fight they must win. China though, 5 still up, Rally helping them, ding, falls, Kellix, you got a Valkyrie, but it's not enough! China cleaning up the Danes here on City Center. China, they're gonna do it. Overtime's over. China takes the series.
Wow, insane stuff from Crystal there on the McCree, asserting his dominance throughout that round, getting so much value, so much damage, and you have to hand it to Shy on that Brigida, absolutely crushing Fisher in the mirror matchup, finding that pick time and time again. Brigida is one of the best characters at taking down the opposing Brigida. Stun her, drop her shield, and burst her down. That's the way to get it done, and Shy finds it. The superior teamwork from China coming in clutch and winning them that series. A well-deserved victory.
And the right move in the end might have been keeping Shy in it, where Leave a phenomenal player, but Shy having the match of his life towards the end. And what versatility too, where we were looking at him as his Sombra play, his hit scan play, but the Brigida play coming in the end, and so good it was for China. But Denmark, you got nothing to feel bad about. You looked fantastic, and you're still on track for BlizzCon.
Certainly, both of these teams showing a lot of promise here. Any other team of the tournament is going to be looking to these two as very scary opponents for matches going forward. What an insane series. 3-2 going to that final round on the last map. You can't ask for another series than that.
No, that is the ultimate Overwatch right there, where it goes to 5, and then the tiebreaker, you go to 3. Just nutty. I'm out of breath. I'm actually destroyed right now.
What an insane tiebreaker, too, with the first round, China looking so dominant and complete control with that Rein Zarya composition. Then Denmark goes back to their copper picks, pockets Shaxx, and it doesn't feel like China has any answer, but Crystal says, I am the answer. Just give me that damage boost. I will take him down, and take him down he does. Shaxx falling early, Fischer falling early, China just outplaying and winning the series.
Well, guys, give us a quick bit of a breather, and to give you more insight, we got Mika down on the floor.
What's up, everybody? We have Gushui here, our main tank for Team China. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. You guys did an amazing job, and you are on your way to BlizzCon. So is the pressure on, or are you feeling confident?
就是你们再赢下一场比赛的话，就可以确定到 BlizzCon 晋级到 BlizzCon 了。你现在是不是有什么心情？然后是不是非常自信？
现在很开心啊，很自信啊，想打完大家一起庆祝一下。
He feels so happy and confident now. He wants to go to the BlizzCon and already go to it.
Well, since you're so happy and confident, if you win, are you going to celebrate, or are you going to go right into practicing for BlizzCon?
如果就是你们明天最终晋级的话，你们要庆祝一下吗？还是说你们就直接又回去练习这样？
肯定要庆祝一下，来泰国还没有好好玩呢。
We will celebrate first. Maybe travel from Thailand in Bangkok. It's a great place.
Well, that sounds perfect, celebrating great Thai food. I know I'm excited, but first we are going to throw it back over to ZP and Jake to break down the action that we just saw.
Gotta love the support coming from across the world. A lot of great Chinese fans here that were loving every bit they saw, and for good reason. That was one of the best matches we've seen in the Overwatch World Cup, even in the history of the program.
Certainly getting what they were hoping for here in Thailand. What an insane series in Bangkok. We've been so lucky, ZP. Just so many insane series, especially with Team China. What an impressive team. All these youngsters, unknown players. A lot of players said, well, you know, who knows? Will they really be that good? There's such a lack of experience there. But China absolutely proving themselves, showing that Chinese Overwatch is really going to be there, especially these players age into the Overwatch League.
You know what, Jake? All that is great, but you know what else is great? T-Mobile. And we've been listening to your tweets all day long with the T-Mobile Fan Pulse. Let's check it out. People, they're loving this match, and for good reason.
High-class play from both sides. I couldn't agree more. The support for Team Denmark there certainly deserved. Denmark looking so strong, just barely being edged out by Team China there. What an insane match. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, this is something where if you're a fan of Overwatch, if you're just a fan of good video game play, period, this was a thriller.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw so many different strategies, both teams with their own unique styles trying to exert their will on the game. Ultimately, it's Team China who takes control, but there were so many moments in which Denmark did the same for themselves. So great play from both sides.
No doubt about it. And I mean, look, there's a lot to talk about. And let's talk about Fischer for a moment, where he was doing so well. The Mei on Li Jiang, great. Not quite as great towards the very end, but he was doing so well all series long. What more can you say?
Li Jiang Control Center, of course, one of the best Mei maps in the game, so you can hardly fault him for doing better there than he was on Oasis. University, it's much more difficult to pull off, and him not finding the success there is hardly surprising. But that comes from the great coordination from Team China. They're playing so tight together, it's so hard to split them up with the Mei ball. You can hardly fault Fischer for trying.
No doubt about it. I mean, look, China was playing great, and yeah, insanity is a good term, I think, for what we saw here. And look, man, you might get your wish, because China and Denmark definitely seem to be the two strongest teams to me right now.
Yeah, both looking to punch their tickets. I mean, so far, they've been the only teams to oppose one another really at this level. I mean, I don't think anybody has looked this close. I mean, Thailand, of course, also pushing China to the 5th map, but the series wasn't nearly as back and forth as this was.
No, not quite. I would argue that China definitely had weaknesses there, and it was a little bit discombobulated. This was good Overwatch from start to finish.
And I really love that we saw a new rosters combination coming from Team China. I was expecting them to do the same thing they've been doing all tournament long. Just sub in Crystal at the half, bringing in for those assault maps and those escort maps and potentially the map 5. But China understanding maybe we need Shy, favoring his Brigitte and his Widowmaker, and those were certainly cashing in there on Rialto, on Oasis, crucial parts of the Chinese victory.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Rialto in the turnabout where Denmark comes in, great sniper play, and then it goes right back the other way, right? It was just so back and forth, so cool to watch. It's just like, oh, you guys want to run this? We can run this too. anything you can do, we can do better.
Yeah, that's one of those matches where both teams are going to come out of that feeling like, well, I mean, at least we're clearly the strongest teams here. Certainly Denmark going to be disappointed they didn't find the victory, but any other opponent should be fearing Denmark. I mean, of course, both facing each other, that's potentially their toughest challenge behind them. Now it's time to just lock in those map wins and score those top 2 seeds for these teams.
No doubt about it. So now, let's take a look here. I think we got something with Mika to give us a little bit more insight. Oh, we're going to highlights.
Never
Sorry.
mind, we got
Take
some
it back
highlights
the other
to
way.
check
We got
out.
highlights. Take a look. So, Lee coming on in, and man, you know, just sometimes like we got Hammond here doing stuff, and why grab? Let's go.
Nice grab here, finds a lot, picks up a lot of highly mobile players there on the side of Team China. Nerf getting a ton of value here in the Rhine matchup. You're so advantaged with a Mei and a Doomfist on your team to control the enemy. A nice pin there.
Absolutely, and of course, you want tank playing both sides. There's a little bit of late young for you. Just making space on the Diva, good cleanup. Oh boy, Shax on Blizzard World. This was beauty.
And look at that timer. I mean, with 4 minutes at that point, China didn't take it a step further. Really all off the back of these insane snipes from Shax. Denmark putting so much faith in his Widowmaker, and it's really paying off here on Blizzard World. Fischer, this was such an insanely risky Dragon Blade. He's down to 28 HP, but he makes it work and somehow secures his team a player advantage to take point A.
Oh, boom!
Gushui should have turned around there, reveals his head and takes the headshot for his pleasure.
Meanwhile, you got Shax, where Shax definitely had some fun on Tracer here, and you get that little bit of a stick rewind. It's good stuff.
Nice stick there. Ooh, and we see Shy producing on this Widowmaker. This is why they left him in. Here, remember he missed a free shot, but then finds that quick double headshot. That's all you need.
Got Fischer with the tire. Boom. By the way, Fischer, this was crazy Hanzo play. Talk about setting a tone.
Insane double headshot. Damages by Kellex. Great support there. And here we see Shax attacking the spawn.
Shy, of course, in the back. This is where he got a little bit of Widow action the other way, and this is where the tide was turning, where China was able to flex the snipers of their own, and Shy got 3.
What a nasty triple kill there from Shy. And here we see him picking down the Rhine and the Moira. Crucial picks, and this was Gushui all at the end here. When you're funneling back into the Reinhardt hammer, that's a dream situation for Rhine.
Oh, absolutely. Also, big bangs, big grabs. Gotta win.
Nice combo there, totally nullifying the Transcendence from Ding. Doesn't protect anybody but himself and really just delays his own frag. Here we saw Denmark coming alive in the second round. Absolutely crushing round here on Gardens. No answers from Team China at this point in the game. Ooh, nice right click there.
When both your supports get run right over, kind of inevitable at that point.
Been there, been there.
You know what, those cars in the future, they are real safe. And because they're real safe, it's really bad if you get hit by one.
Sky looking so strong on the Zenyatta. Not this kind of same strength that we saw in Shanghai Dragons, but really coming alive here on Team China. You know, really impressive stuff from Sky.
No doubt about it, man. Again, it's really cool stuff. But you see right below us here, it's going to be Spain versus Sweden coming at you next. We're going to finish the day strong.